This is the Blade 350 QX by Horizon Hobby. I bought this about a year and a half ago for $470. Before I bought this, I had never operated any radio control anything. So everything I've experienced here was a new experience. I really like flying it. Once you get past all the glitches and little quirks, you have to do a little bit of modifying to get it to work properly, which from what I understand, the new models have a new firmware 2.0 and no longer has the GPS and compass issues, which this one did in the beginning. I was able to fix those issues by looking up how-tos online, and I did it my own way. One of them was you kept losing a GPS signal whenever you had the GoPro hooked up to it. So what I had done is used tinfoil tape, and I covered the whole bottom side of it. I also covered the exoskeleton of the GoPro with the same tape, and that solved the problem completely. Never had an issue with GPS since I've done that. I can even, just the bottom of this was enough because it still works like this. I do plan on upgrading to the 2.0 firmware using this USB interface. It's a multi-rotor programmer, and it's about $13.75 on eBay. Now, one thing you'll see here is I have the extension for the camera, because when you mount it like this, you're going to wind up seeing the red props in the top corners of the video. So with the extension, totally eliminates that. You get nothing but nice clear footage without the props. If you do mount your camera with this extension here, you have to get yourself some blocks, and you take off from those blocks, because the camera hangs lower than the landing gear, and then you can't land it anymore either, so you'll have to catch it in flight, which is really not a big deal. You just lower your controls all the way down. Once you've actually grabbed onto it, you click your trim 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll actually shut the blades off. Or you can spend $15 and buy taller landing gear. I also added this foam to the landing gear. No, it doesn't make it float. Somebody actually asked me that. No, it's not for to make it a floating device. It's just to give it a nice soft landing, because sometimes it comes down pretty hard, and that plastic's really rigid, and this will just give it a nice soft landing, little cushion. So I've crashed this thing about 5 times. 3 of the 5 times were because it lost GPS signal and just went out of control. I got disoriented and lost control of it. No real serious damage. I did have some cracks here. It didn't actually break, it was just cracked really bad, so I reinforced it with some JB Weld. It's probably been a year, and it's been like that since, and it's still in really good shape. I've broken some blades, never in flight, but like this one's broken right now. You probably can't see it. It's got a nice crack in it. These are the B blades, which are supposed to be better than the originals, but I've broken 3 of them so far. Let's see if you can see a crack in this one. It's right there. I'll spread that. Can you see that? So that's what they do, and I just recommend before you take off to do a thorough inspection of the props. Make sure there's no cracks. You lose one of these in flight, you're going to crash real hard. And fortunately, that hasn't happened yet, because I've found all of the cracks before. I check them out before I take off, and that's how I found this one. They do sell aftermarket blades for these carbon fiber ones, but they're really expensive. They're like $50 for 2. So I'm just going to keep using the stock blades and take my chances with it. I bought after I crashed it and I did this repair, I bought a new body for it just in case I crashed it real hard and needed a replacement. I wanted to have one available. This only cost $7, so definitely advise getting one of those if you have one of these. One other little thing that I did was I put little zip ties in on the camera mount. They're little shock absorbers, but I hear that they break off, so you want to put zip ties through the holes there so you don't lose your camera. You know, for the most part, I really like it. It does what it's supposed to. It's pretty cool. The GPS thing is really awesome. It'll just hover in one spot. You can let go of the control completely, and you can pull it out of its comfort zone and let go of it, and it'll go right back to that area. It's got a return to home feature, so if you don't feel comfortable with how far out it is or anything, you can click that, but you better have some good battery life on that if you're going to do the return to home feature, because it's pretty slow. So it comes with one of these batteries here. It lasts about 8 minutes, so you definitely want to get more. I have 4 of them, and I want 4 more, really. I was out at the drift track, and I filmed a event out there, and I needed more batteries. 4 wasn't enough. Luckily, I had brought the car charger with me and was able to use a couple and have one on the charger while I just cycled them out. So get more batteries for sure. Anyways, it's a good starter, I think. I know that there's better models out there. I don't know enough about them to promote one of them, but I don't think that I would buy another 350 QX just knowing that there's better technology out there these days. I would really like to try something else, so but I can't warrant doing that while I still have this. I'm pretty much just going to run it until it's junk. I'm hoping at least to get another year out of it at the minimum. I mean, it's a lot of money. I'm pretty sure it's going to last a long time because I've learned a lot about it just tinkering with it. And you know, if it breaks, I'll just fix it. And you know, I like this one pretty much because I own it and I've learned to live with it. I've worked out the bugs. It works good for me. And that's pretty much it. That's that. It's the 350 QX. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time.